How's my hair look?
Mine's terrible. You see how long my freaking hair is?
Yeah, mine's getting long too.
Didn't have time to get a haircut before the podcast, so
That's all right. No worries.
I'll just look ugly. It's all right. I was never gonna look as attractive as Jay.
Oh my
That's
god.
good. You're gonna put that in the podcast.
Yeah, I will. That'll be at the very beginning.
You guys blow this podcast up, and we will manual swap that Toyota Tundra.
Let's go with
Oh yeah. I find good deals all the time. Some of them.
Are all the way across the country.
Hey, what's that car? What brand is that?
Well, McDonald's Big Mac's very expensive.
That one probably drives.
I forgot that your windshield is cracked.
I forgot too until I was looking at it the other day.
Welcome back to the Burnout Show podcast. I'm Jay.
And I'm Tommy.
And we shift gears and hit the road with the latest car culture, tech, and everything that fuels your need for speed. Whether you're a gearhead, weekend cruiser, or just love the sound of redlining your Honda, put on your seatbelt, grab a wrench as we burn some rubber, and continue the love for automotives. This is the third episode of the Burnout Show podcast.
It is.
We've made it this far.
We have. Nobody's seen them yet.
Yeah, we still suck at it. Oh boy, so we have some great content coming for you today, including a few segments. If you haven't checked out the previous episodes of the podcast, be sure to check those out. Those are up on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Music as well. So today we're starting with today's Tire Popper, which is where we essentially provide ratings and highlight features about the featured car for this episode. And this episode is a 2000 Jeep Cherokee.
Terrible choice.
You ever think so?
Yeah, sure.
Today's Tire Popper.
Today's Tire Popper.
That's still one of the best
It is
ones.
still really good. Yeah.
You know, it's great. We're supposed to have new jingles this time around, but we don't have them, so we're just gonna
we'll
keep
do
rolling.
our own.
What?
We'll do our own.
Yeah, we should add ourselves into a few of them, you know, and have Dan.
I was thinking like once we've heard them enough times, we just try to do them. We spend a segment trying to do them ourselves.
Can you do the pop noise?
Yeah. Except I have battery acid on my hands.
So in today's Tire Popper, we are talking about a 2000 Jeep Cherokee. I will pull up a picture of that and slap that on the screen for you.
Now, for those that don't watch the YouTube channel, Jay here owns a 2000 Jeep Cherokee. It's a pretty cool Jeep. It's on 31s. It's lifted 2 inches?
Yeah. Yeah. It might be 3.
It's got like a little bit in the back, and it's leveled in the front, and got a roof rack, and on the side, and it's all bed linered. On the side, it says Burnout Show in white letters.
It's the type of Jeep where if you look at it across the parking lot, you will say, that's a cool Jeep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you realize you can put your finger through the rockers.
Yeah. And then you walk up to it and you're like, ooh.
Yeah. Well, so when Jay went to buy it, he told me he was looking for Jeeps. So he starts looking for Jeeps. He finds a his and hers set that were they were probably 20 minutes away, 25 minutes away.
Yeah, it was 25 minutes away. And the guy said on the post, he goes, you had to buy both. I said, can I give you half the cost and just buy one? No, you have to buy both.
Now, one of them didn't have a title, which in the state that he lived in the state that I'm from, is not a big deal. But for Jay, he couldn't register, couldn't keep it. So he keeps the one that was lifted with the wheels. And I brought the other one up to New Hampshire. Now the hers Jeep had a bad alternator. We drove the black Jeep that Jay owns now back to our house at the time. Take the alternator out, put it in the green Jeep, drive that one back. Then I drive that green Jeep all the way to New Hampshire, and the seat was collapsed. I mean, just completely collapsed.
Yes.
The whole seat, the brackets had rotted off on the center console side, so the seat would just throw you into the passenger seat the whole time you're driving.
The Jeep Cherokees have this problem often where those seat mounts and the floors just below the seat mounts seem to rot away and rust.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you were kind of hanging back in the seat.
Which is funny because that's the second green vehicle that Jay has bought that has this collapsed seat, because the truck he owns now, you sit in it. We have some flooring tiles shoved underneath the seat so you can stay up, but if you sit in it normally, if you're below the height of 5'8", you are not seeing over the steering wheel.
So yeah, I had to ultimately buy both Jeeps, and in order to get them back to where we were staying, what happened?
Yeah, so we the alternator was bad in the green one.
Yeah.
And the black one had a good alternator. Oh, I mean, working alternator.
Working.
So we drive the black one back to the house, pull it out, throw it in your Challenger at the time.
Yeah.
Drive your Challenger back to the guy's house, throw the alternator in his parking lot, and drive both of them back. And we drove them around together for a while. Remember we
Yeah.
we did a couple like car cruises in the 2 matching Jeeps. And
Yeah. It was great. And actually, what's hilarious is the other Jeep I owned, which was a dark green Jeep, was a better Jeep.
Oh yeah.
The unibody was better. The floors were better. The interior was better. There was less miles on the engine.
Yeah.
All the above.
I don't know if there's a YouTube video showing the interior of the black Jeep that Jay owns, but the headliner is in fact bright red shag carpet.
Absolutely. I'll clip that up in the top right corner.
It's not good.
It's red roof in.
They even did the visors.
Yeah.
I mean, they did everything.
And they did a spectacular job.
They actually did. It's not. It probably was sagging, and they were like, you know what, we got to do something. And they were
It
like,
came out great.
red shag carpet.
Do you remember the headliner in the green Jeep?
Oh yeah.
Dude, that was like terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. But yeah, so Cherokees are great.
Yeah.
So great that I had to buy 2 of them. Isn't that great? But yeah, so this is a 2000 Jeep Cherokee. We're gonna give it some nice little ratings and reviews here. So, what do you got for look and style, Tommy?
I'm not a big square car person. I'll give it a 6.9.
6.9? That's high.
That's high.
Well,
Oh.
out of 10?
Well, yeah, no, you gotta go. Maybe I'll go with like a 5.9. Or no, wait. It's a Dodge. 5.7.
I see
I
what
guess
you
Dodge
did
used to have a 5.9. Actually, yeah, go for 5.9 because Dodge had it back in the 2000s.
there. I actually really like the looks of these.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge box car person. You know how some people look at them and they're like, I love like the Scion,
Scion.
whatever the hell it is.
Yeah,
It's a cardboard
the Scion
box.
XBs.
Yeah,
the
Scion
toasters.
XB.
Yeah.
I
Those
couldn't
are
remember
cool
the
cars.
XB. Yeah, so I think this is one of the best looking square body SUVs.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, they're definitely for their time. They kind of held the late 70s.
Yeah.
Lifted wagon style, like the Grand Wagoneer, something like that. And the early 4Runners.
They're also
were similar.
super compact, which
Yeah.
makes them like look kind of cuter. I'm gonna go 7.8. I like the look of these.
Have you ever? You said Scion XB. Well, you tried to say Scion XB. You ever driven one of those?
No, not an XB.
I knew a guy in town next to my mom's house, and I was friends with him, and he had he had 3 of them. I'm pretty sure, 1 automatic for his wife and 2 manuals, and they were a blast to drive.
Are
They
they?
handle really well.
I was about to say that. Do they
They're
handle
like,
well?
yeah, I'm sure they're probably similar to like a Mazda 3 or something like that, because a lot of people say those handle well. I'm not a huge fan of the Mazda 3s.
It's funny
but
because I drove a 280Z, and I actually thought that would handle just like maybe the Scion or the Miata, and it did not. It
No.
felt like a little boat like.
Really?
You could kind of feel the weight a little more, almost like my Challenger.
Wow.
Like I almost would have compared it to a Camaro before comparing it to a Miata.
No, that's interesting.
But
Yeah, no,
Anyways.
the Scions actually do. They're pretty stout. They do handle corners pretty well.
yeah, unless you get the XB,
All
the
right, what do we
box
got
one.
left? Sound is terrible.
Well,
I'm not.
considering I lost 4 exhausts off my Jeep.
We also tried to do an out the side exhaust with Jay's Jeep for a while.
That was rad.
Yeah, Massachusetts didn't like that.
Yeah, no, Massachusetts
But
turned
I'm
me
gonna
down.
sound. Oh, inline sixes do sound good, but really Jeep's got to have like the worst sounding inline six for all. Of
We need to come up with a custom exhaust, maybe not on my Jeep, but on an XJ someday.
Yeah.
That sounds ripping. Because you can get like adapters and different muffler
But
and
I
stuff
feel
like
like
that.
even then, like you listen to like an inline six BMW or something like that, it sounds good.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
inline
yeah.
sixes sound good. For the Jeep, I'm gonna give it like a 3.2 because it sounds like a tractor no matter what.
Yeah, I'm going 3.5. I agree with
Yeah.
you. Economy. So I have a video that I've been wanting to publish about this, but I tried to increase my fuel economy by essentially changing different parts and not modifying anything. So replacing parts and changing a few things to better have better fuel economy. And ultimately it pretty much didn't work.
No.
So I think I gained like
Yeah.
a mile and a half per hour.
Didn't you say you 1.5 miles per hour? Wow, that's pretty good. Didn't you say you were getting what 14 and a half on the highway when you were just highway?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
now I'm at like 15.9.
Yeah.
Just
Okay, that's not 15.9. I mean,
It's not good.
for an off-roading standpoint, as someone who grew up around trucks and off-roading, it's not terrible. My Tundra gets 9.
And my Jeep is not stock.
Yeah,
If you took the Jeep on the picture there,
Probably get 20.
yeah. I would say if you drive an only highway, yeah.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, my Tundra got 17 when I got it, and
But
lift and tires and exhaust gets it 9.
Yeah.
So I think that's something you got to take in consideration. I'll give it a 4.1. It's not good.
I'll give it a 4.5. I think the 6-cylinder kills it. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that if it had a 4-cylinder, you and I would be all over this car. Because it would be so fuel efficient and you can haul stuff around.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have enough torque to off-road and...
Yeah, but how much do we go off-roading?
Well, you don't, but...
Hey, listen. I have once. It's on YouTube. Check it out.
All right, interior. Now, are we counting the interior of a stock Jeep or one with a shag carpet headliner?
Listen, you pick your pick.
The interior is actually not bad. I will say the Jeep that I drove around, because I drove, when Jay bought the 2, I drove the green one around quite a bit, just kind of here and there. I brought a bunch of wood around with me once, and it wasn't bad. I'll probably give it a functionality, definitely pretty good. I'd give it like a 6.4.
I'm going to go higher. I'm going to go 8.0. And here's my reason why. I love the fact that it has no headrests in the back seats.
All right.
Some people don't like that. I think it's fantastic. The seats actually do fold down pretty well.
Yep.
So if you want to fit something in the back, they're very easy to fold down, but it also allows for a good amount of space. And I think what they did with the rugs and the roof and the interior plastics, I actually really think it's simple. It's very fitting to the Jeep, and it's very easy to work on as well. So I'm going 8.0 because I think the interior for this little Jeep is great.
The legroom's actually not too bad in the back either. I don't know if I've ever sat in the back of one, but I've cleaned the back of them, and it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. And the front, same way.
Yeah, the front's not bad.
For a compact SUV.
It's definitely tight width-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Width-wise, I mean, the center console's small. The seats aren't very wide. I'm sure if you put 3 people in the back, if they're adults, it'll be tight. But legroom-wise, not bad.
What do you got for durability?
Durability's pretty good. I mean, if for a stock Jeep, if you're just driving it around, the durability's good. If you hit a curb, you'll be fine. I mean, you're not breaking ball joints all the time, and obviously a lot of people push these things to their limits with, because they come stock with solid front axles, solid rear axles. People are really pushing these things, big lifts, big tires. But stock durability, you're just driving these things around. I'm gonna give this like a 7.9.
Yeah, I'm going to bring in the fact of the off-road piece a little bit more because people swear by these XJs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
People swear by them. And honestly, I've heard comments where it's like, a stock XJ could do that. And I'm like, first of all, maybe not. But second of all, maybe. It's like they are great vehicles. Yeah. The motor is not indestructible, but very solid. And so if you're looking to repair a motor, I mean, an inline 6 for a Jeep is very repairable. It's not that expensive to fix and get parts for. And like I said, you could beat the shit out of it, and it does awesome. So I'll go 8.5.
All right.
Reliability, what do you got?
Reliability is pretty good. I mean, these things, they need some simple stuff, but you don't hear a lot of people blowing their engines up, or I mean, a lot of people that own these now, they're toys. They're either wheeling them or they're keeping them really stock and clean. Give it a 7.0, just 7 even.
Yeah, I'm going to go 6.5 because mine has proven to need a lot of stuff. But if you're a car person, you know how to work on stuff. I mean, Jeeps are very
It's nothing big. Yours hasn't, I mean, besides the rust, obviously. If you guys live down south, good job. My coworker actually owns I think a 94 or 95 XJ that he imported from Japan. Right-hand drive. It's got the Japanese white wheels and the Japanese lettering on it. That thing's so sweet. But that thing's got no rust. All right, capability is going to be a good one for this because these are some of the best off-roaders. You talk to people, this and the 4Runner are kind of in a class of their own. Short wheelbases, they're skinny, they fit down tight trails, they'll rock crawl like you wouldn't believe, even bone stock. I've seen some videos of people out there in Moab with built tube chassis crawlers, and they got 4Runners and XJs just following behind them for the camera crew and stuff. I mean, these things are capable. You can fit 5 people tight. You have a good amount of room in the back. You can put stuff on the roof. You can't really tow. I mean, Jay's got a story about that. He lost his trailer on the road.
I pretty much dropped my trailer and hit the road because my trailer hitch snapped into the unibody frame, which, by the way, that's also a video. I'll link that for you. But that was a terrible situation. I think the Jeep could tow. If it had a diesel, I think it would be better. I think what these Jeeps need is not a unibody. I think it needs an actual frame. However, to Tommy's point, that would make it not as off-road capable and a lot heavier and a lot clunkier. And I think that's why people like them, is because they're light and they are pretty versatile as the unibody.
Yeah, and as far as the unibodies go, I mean, you get some unibody cars that are essentially you can't tell where the body is underneath. I mean, you don't know. These, it's almost like you got frame rails that are just attached to the body. I mean,
Yeah.
there is channels running all the way to the back. Like, there's structure under there that you can tell where it is. You can jack on it, and if you're off-roading, you can strap stuff to it. But capabilities, I'll give it 8.1. It's got pretty good.
I'll give it a 7.5. Handling.
Terrible.
Yeah, it is terrible.
Absolutely terrible.
Especially when you put tires like the mud terrains I had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially mud terrains handle terrible in general. But I mean, you get get a lot of body roll.
I'll go first on this one. I'm going to give it a 4.0.
All right. I'm going lower now. I'm going to give it 2.5.
2.5. I probably should have gone lower, but that's okay. Actually, the reason why I don't want to go lower is because it handles great when you're drifting it. In two-wheel drive.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
The most fun car for everybody watching, especially if you're young or haven't really had a lot of fun with cars yet. The most fun car is the cheapest car. I mean, just hands down. My Del Sol, I wish it was rear-wheel drive so I could drift it around, but it's not. I have a blast driving it. You want to know why? Because if I ride it off the road like I did once with Jay in the passenger seat, it's not a big deal. You brush it off and you keep driving because you don't care. I mean, it's not, put your foot through the door every day on your way to work and you keep driving.
Yeah.
You ready for the garage scoop? I wish that was like a flavor of ice cream. Just like a little bit of motor oil and some antifreeze drizzle.
Maybe we'll come up with that.
Yeah.
So the Garage Scoop is a news update that ideally is a current news update, but sometimes we pull articles that are a little bit older of what is currently happening within the automotive industry or something related to that. So Tommy's got an article for us here today.
So today we're looking at 2026 GMC Sierras. These are the EVs. I know they're not everybody's favorite. I'm not the biggest fan of electric vehicles, but they've added some pretty cool features. They've added a AT4 trim, all electric. It's going to be lifted a little bit more than the regular Sierra EV. It's going to be on 35s. They're also looking at adding features that we haven't seen for a while in GM trucks, I don't believe. Now, they're also increasing the original entry-level EV with the elevation trim. They're doing some upgrades to that. They're making the multi-pro tailgate optional on all of them. They're making a power up. They've done some upgrades to the stock trim level as well. Doing electric operated trunks or frunks.
Yeah. What's funny is that they've had an off-road package on things like their Colorados, and I don't think that they've really been that off-road. Like, it looks like an off-road car because of like the fenders or whatever they'll put on it, but it's not actually off-road. And I feel like this is actually off-road because it has, like, they're showing the article, it says 8.07 inches of ground clearance. They have 31s or 35s.
Yeah, 35s from the factory.
Yeah, bigger tires, bigger lift, and that is like you can take it on the road to the store, but it really can off-road better than the Colorado package that we used to see.
And these are coming out to almost the same price as a Colorado. I mean, these aren't, because obviously Chevy does have their range of 1500s with the AT4 package and, come stock on 35s with like 600 horsepower, but they're talking about like $100,000, over $100,000. These are coming out to like 65 grand, getting almost the same horsepower. Obviously it's electric, so it's not the same, but you're also getting Super Cruise, which is Chevy's new thing. You can tow a trailer in autonomous driving, which is absolutely nuts. You can tow a trailer. It knows how long the trailer is. You can change lanes. It'll, compensate for that. The other thing they're adding to the AT4 trim, this is something that I I know they have it. I believe the Hummers have it. They're bringing back four-wheel steer, which of course they used to have quadra steer back in the day with GMCs. But this one, they're going to bring it back to have much more maneuverable four-wheel steer, and they're talking about a crab walk function where you can pretty much drive sideways.
Yeah, and the new Hummers have that. That's like a huge selling point for the new Hummers. Yeah.
It gives you a way tighter turning radius. The whole point in quadra steer back in the day was for plowing mostly. I mean, at least up where we live, people loved it for plowing because you could get a tighter turning radius. You could kind of swing your back end around too, so the plow is you're not getting so much front end swing with the plow when you're turning. People absolutely loved it. I mean, even now I see parts. I see, me and Jay have diesel trucks of that era. So I see parts, people are selling just the switches and stuff like that for like $300 because people want to convert to quadra steer. And
yeah,
so I definitely think that's cool. Another thing I like about these Sierra EVs, I'm not a big fan of small trucks. I mean, I like them here and there. They're doing the mid-gate thing like the Honda Odyssey or the Honda Ridgelines and the Avalanches used to have, where you can drop the rear seats, take the window out, take the back wall out, and essentially your bed goes from the back seat of the driver all the way to the tailgate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can get almost like it's almost 10 feet if you have tailgate down.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yep, because your Ridgeline did that. You had that. Yeah, the Ridgelines used to have a hole. It wasn't you couldn't take the window out, but
No, not my Ridgeline.
really,
Yeah, not my Ridgeline.
huh? My coworker's Ridgeline does.
Really?
But yeah, no, the
Must have been an option.
maybe it was, but yeah,
'Cause
no,
mine
with
didn't have a hole.
with the avalanches, there was an option. You'd drop the rear seats down flat, then you'd take the glass out, and there was a spot that held the glass, and then you drop the midgate down. And with the midgate essentially would be right below the glass, the back wall of the bed,
Yeah.
and then the bed would go
The cab. Back wall of the cab.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, front wall of the bed.
Yeah.
Would go right from the driver's seat, would go right up against the driver's seat, all the way back to the tailgate.
Huh.
So you'd have an extra long bed, and then you'd have like you could fit long boards, and you could still put an 8 foot sheet of plywood in there.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I actually did not know that.
And speaking of which, Chevy has also been talking about. I was not able to find a good article on this. That's the reason I didn't put it up. Bringing back the El Camino.
Dude, we will get more into that later, but that is fantastic news.
Yeah.
Because El Caminos are sick. So this AT4 on the article, it says that with the EV option, it's a dual motor engine, or I guess dual motor truck.
Setup. Yeah.
It says it has 625 horsepower and 775 foot-pounds torque, which is incredible.
Quite a bit. I was
I'm
saying
not-
towing 12,300. I mean, that's pretty good for a small truck like this. I mean, these Sierras are. I mean, they're like smaller than a half ton. They're not big.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, good for GMC. This seems like a win.
Yeah. As far as EVs go, obviously you've got a lot of options, but some of them are better than others. Some of them look like trash cans. Not a big fan of the EV wave, but at least they're coming up with some cool futuristic cars with, features that kind of back like they were in the 90s. They were adding features. Now they're starting to get back into it, bringing back some sports cars, bringing back cool features that we haven't seen in a while.
And it seems like some of these features are mechanical. Like
Yeah.
as a mechanic, I like to see the mechanical parts
Oh, yeah.
advance. And these are advancing mechanical parts for sure.
As a mechanic, obviously we hate to think about, what goes wrong with this quadra-steer and what goes wrong with the crab walk. But I'll tell you what, my wife used to have a Camry with the self-driving, and one time I brought it over to Jay's. We put it up on the lift. It's cool to see underneath there. You got
Mhm.
electric power steering. Now you got electric motors on the power steering because it's got to be able to drive itself. It's cool. It really is. I mean, as much as you think, oh, this is going to suck when it breaks and this and that, it's at least cool to see. We all like it just a little bit.
Yeah. I think this is a great pick. This or that.
This, for all the girls watching, this or that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, put it in the comments.
we don't have a jingle for this, but we'll just we'll give it a little
For the
little
girls,
cheer just to that.
for the girls that are choosing, I have blue eyes and Jay's are the color of poop.
Listen, that's what I say.
Who am I kidding? There are no girls listening to this besides our girlfriends.
The girl I'm getting to know doesn't listen to this.
My wife has to. It's kind of part of the contract. Now, is there a theme to this one like the last one? It took me
Oh,
a while to
yeah.
catch on to Mazda last time.
Yeah, there's a theme to this one.
All right. Are they all one brand or?
They are all one brand.
Okay.
I stuck with the Jeep theme. This or that is with no consideration of affordability or availability. Tommy and I will put up two different vehicles on the screen and we will pick whether we would want this or that. So we're not comparing prices here. We're not comparing like the actual dollar value or what value it brings.
Just looks and compare. It just looks and capabilities, really.
So first we have a 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee or a 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee. I specifically chose these two because of the body style differences.
Well, that 2025 is EV,
Yeah, well, that too. Yeah.
or at least a 4xe. I kind of like the new one with the aggressive look, but I can't tell if it's just because the tires look better. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the newer one. I like that look. I like the kind of the look that the newer SUVs are going, especially the off road, like the new Toyotas with the get the Highlander, the 4Runner, everything like that. I kind of like that look, especially with the front end, more aggressive on the wheel wells and the two-tone. I think the two-tone that a lot of companies are going to looks cool.
The two-tone is cool. I actually don't like the body style at all.
Really?
I really just don't like the new Grand Cherokees.
Well, I don't like either of them, yeah, but I have to pick one of them.
I like the body style in the right way better.
Really?
The
All right.
2021. Yeah, it's just way cooler. And I think the two-tone is cool. However, I think if you get a 2020 and you get like the right trim, it looks sick. I mean, you can get blacked out everything. It looks awesome. You can get a matte gray with blacked out trim. It looks awesome.
That's true.
You could get black with the chrome trim. That looks sick. I think they have great rim options. Yeah, I just like the look better, so I'm going with the 2021. All right, next we have a 1990 Jeep Cherokee Sport and a 1990 Jeep Cherokee stock. on both ends, except one's a 2-door and one's a 4-door.
Oh, the 2-door's way cooler.
You think so?
I don't know if it looks cooler, but it's just cooler because they're rare.
They're not that rare.
The 2-doors?
No,
2-door
they're not that
Cherokees are
rare.
pretty rare.
I don't think so.
You-
I don't think they're rare. I think,
You ever seen one in person?
yeah, I've definitely seen one in person.
Are you sure?
I'm almost positive, yeah.
They're not that common.
I don't think
They're
they're
not-
that rare. Maybe a right-hand drive 2-door. Honestly, though, I don't love the 2-door. I like the 4-doors.
I don't like the 2-door just because of the color it is. I think it looks a little wonky. It looks like a Volkswagen. It looks like a Volvo 240 wagon.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
I also don't like the wheels. I hate wheels that are like all closed in like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, I know that's the standard for the 90s with your chrome wheels that like with no holes in them, but I don't like the look. I don't like the saucer wheels.
The rims
Definitely
on the
don't
right look cool.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I like the right. I like the gold with the chrome.
That pinstriping on the right, too.
Yeah, that gold pinstriping to
Yeah.
match with the gold emblem and everything. It looks pretty classy.
All right, next we got a 2001 Jeep Cherokee lifted, probably looks like 37s roughly, and then we have another Jeep Cherokee on the right. I'm not sure the year, but
Also like 35s or 37s.
Yeah.
Maybe 35s.
the difference really here between these is the one on the right has the roof rack, has the bigger fender flares with cut fenders. The front lights kind of have that like spotlight look, as well as the ones on the roof rack. Where the off-roader on the left is definitely lifted a little bit more. It's more has an LED bar and black on black look to it without any fenders on it.
All right, I don't know how well this is going to show up for the guys, for the people watching this. As far as I can tell, those look like Dana 60s on the one on the left, and he's got huge steering dampers under there. It's lifted. That looks more like someone's built that thing to crawl and off-road. The one on the right looks, he's probably off-roading with it, but
Or
he's
just a mutter.
maybe just mudding. I mean,
Yeah.
it's on stock axles. It's got a lot of lights. It's got fender flares, which the one on the left doesn't, but it looks like he definitely spent more money on it, but I'm gonna go with the one on the left because it looks more of just kind of utility. I'm off-roading with this thing. You know, I just need the one light bar. I don't need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 additional lights.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there. And the black looks so cool on these Jeeps.
Yeah.
The matte black. I mean, mine's bedliner, but if you actually have matte black, it's just really cool.
You know, one of the nice things about these Jeeps, Jay for the longest time ran pretty much painted black steel wheels. Now he's got aftermarket wheels. They look good on steels.
Yeah.
You know, just Steelies painted matte black. They
Yeah.
look good.
Yeah. That's
do.
actually why I got the Steelies in the first place,
Yeah.
because I liked the way they looked. All right, next we have a 2001 Cherokee Sport that is white,
Those are big tires.
lifted with big tires. And then on the right, we have an 01 Cherokee as well, except it's got the tracks.
I like the tracks.
Yeah, I knew you'd like the tracks. That's why I put one in.
Those tracks don't have any braces though, and I've seen a couple times now where, because these are pretty common up in New Hampshire and in Maine. You see them a little bit more often. I've seen a few times where the tracks will flip, because they're just the only thing really holding them down is the weight of themselves and the weight of the vehicle.
Yeah.
So as you're off-roading or kind of doing anything or you get onto a hill, the track will actually flip over and tear up your fender and everything like that. So it is better to, you know, a lot of the tracks that you see, the higher end ones have more stability. They have bars holding them on in place. But still, tracks are way cooler.
You know, have you ever driven a car with tracks?
No, I've driven side by side with tracks.
I have not driven either, a side-by-side or a car with tracks. I think that they're cool. I would totally take the Jeep on the left. I think I'm a sucker for Jeeps with big tires, but a kind of reasonably small lift compared to the big tires. And that's the same with Wranglers. Wranglers with like 33s, but like barely any lift look so sweet to me. And this one's obviously probably got 35s. Those might be 37s, but
Those are big. Those are big.
those are big tires.
It's probably 37s on 15s.
But it looks so cool.
There's no way those are clearing. He's not turning.
Oh yeah, no, the tire rub must be brutal.
Either that or everything underneath there is cut. It's
Yeah.
just like there's no inner fender or anything.
I also feel like you could have way more fun with tires than you could
Oh
tracks.
yeah, you can't. I mean, the tracks obviously you can only use in certain. You know.
Yeah.
Also, you're not going fast with tracks.
He does have a front tow hitch on his. Do you just notice
I
that
know.
on the right?
I've actually wanted to add a front tow hitch to my truck for the longest time.
Tundra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a guy with a YouTube channel from New Hampshire that's got like 3 Tundras and he's got a front hitch on all of them. He used to move his trailers around.
All right, next
wow.
I put in a couple lowered ones for you. They're both Cherokees. I kind of there's tons of Cherokees in here because of this kind of highlight of the episode is a Cherokee. But the one on the left is a 4-door lowered, pretty much slammed to almost the ground. The tires sit very high up into the wheel wells. And then on the right, is a white Jeep that is also lowered. and it's going around a track. It's a 2-door as well.
Oh yeah, look at that. I'm definitely going with the one on the left. I hate stretch tires.
Oh,
No
really?
offense to anybody out there with stretch tires. Not a big fan.
You know, I don't like the stretch tires either. However, I'm gonna go with the one on the right, and I would probably swap it so that it had wide tires, but the right rims for it, like a better set of rims, because that looks goofy right there. But I think the stance of the one on the right and the way it looks is actually cooler than the one on the left, personally.
I don't know. It's
And I'm a 4-door guy. I like the 4-doors, but the 2-door, man, that looks
the one on
cool.
the left's got more of the old Wagoneer look to me.
Yeah,
The one on the right looks again like a Volvo 240.
yeah, it kind of does. It's amazing how these look like Volvos, don't they?
Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
would
yeah.
you rather a completely stock with a roof rack Jeep Cherokee, or would you rather one that has the entire roof, including windshield, hacked off?
Oh, hacked off.
Yeah?
I've actually seen a couple custom jobs of Cherokees with like actual vinyl roofs.
Yeah.
You know, with
I
actual
think you showed me a
convertibles.
picture one time.
Yeah. People who do that with everything. But no, definitely hacked off. Yeah. That also, the benefit of that one is it looks like a piece of crap. And like I said earlier, the most fun car you will buy is the cheapest car you've ever bought.
Yeah.
I mean, that is just, doesn't matter. Jay owns a freaking
Unless you have-
$40,000 Challenger and he never drives the thing. He's driving a freaking $1,200 Honda.
unless you have a Ranchero, do not drive.
Yeah, don't. No.
Yeah.
It's got to be a running cheap car.
Yeah, it's
Or
gotta
at
be.
least close to running. Oh,
Next, we got a couple Wagoneers. The one on the left seems pretty much stock, and it kind of has like a lowered look to it, almost like a Volvo, like Tommy keeps talking about. And then the one on the right is lifted with aftermarket tires and stuff like that.
definitely going with the one on the right. I like the orange. I also love the bigger wood paneling on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just definitely cleaner. A little bit more of like the early, the 60s Suburban look on the right.
Yeah.
And I like that look.
So I'm gonna go with the one on the left. I love wagons, especially when they're lowered to the ground. This one's not super lowered, but it's lower than the average car. Now, let me say this. I didn't put this on the slide. The one on the right is supercharged.
Ah, that's sweet.
So now you're definitely going with that
Oh,
one, aren't you? Yeah. All right, next we have a completely obnoxious lifted one on the left, Cherokee, and then a 94 Cherokee that's got cambered wheels. It's a 4-door on the right.
Oh, I hate camber.
I know. I
I
don't like
definitely
camber
want the one
either.
on the left. I bought a car right now. I have a car sitting in my garage that has the smallest amount of camber, and as soon as I start driving the thing, I gotta adjust that rear camber because it drives me nuts. It's not even. It's literally like you couldn't even tell if you were watching it. But
You know what's funny? I think the one on the right here is way cooler of a look. If it wasn't cambered, it would be
just
sick.
lowered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But instead, I'm also going with the one on the left. I think camber is the dumbest for drivability, comfort,
Now,
all of it.
I know some people are gonna come in and say, "All right, there's a reason for camber," and there is a reason for camber.
What,
It's
so you can
strict
wear
drifting.
down half your tires?
Yeah. Well, actually, you get half as much freaking surface contact. It does.
Yeah.
There is a point in cambering your front tires for drifting,
Yeah.
as well as a little bit of camber, but that's not that amount of camber. We're talking about like 5 degrees. This is like 35 degrees, guys. This is an unreasonable amount. I get the small amount. I also get the clearance point. You know, that's actually one of the reasons I haven't adjusted the camber on the car I have, because I'm pretty sure I have to raise the coilovers up just to straighten out the wheel because of it won't fit. So I get a little bit of camber, but that much, it's just ridiculous.
To be fair, driving either one of these cars must be brutal.
Oh yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah, they probably trailer that one on the left.
Yeah. They probably trailer the one on the right, too.
They probably don't drive the one on the right.
All right. Next, we have a Jeep Cherokee bed or a Jeep Cherokee
With a bed.
hood scoop with a tent that folds out off the top.
That bed looks sick. Are you sure that's a Cherokee though?
That is the old Cherokee. That's from the 80s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's obviously capability here. I do like the car beds though.
Yeah, I
Car
know
beds are
you do.
sick.
That's-
Yeah, I'm definitely going with the bed.
You going with the bed? I'm
Yeah.
going with the actual one with the fold out tent.
Definitely. I like that green too.
That's a great this or that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, next we got a couple
Oh, God.
wackos. We got a Gladiator TJ on the left and a Wrangler TJ on the right, and they look nothing like either of those. The one on the left is lowered aftermarket everything. The one on the right almost looks like a military vehicle that is spray painted yellow.
I was originally named after the TJ.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that was originally named after the TJ Jeep. My mom had a 1997.
Should I call you TJ?
No, because
Oh,
it's not
okay.
my initials anymore. You gotta call me TP for toilet paper.
Oh, all right, perfect. I'm going with the one on the left in a
yeah,
second.
the one on the left, so cool.
Way cooler. The tires. See, that's what the tires I would do with that lowered white one that was on the other this or that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh god.
All right, so for the people listening, this is a Jeep Cherokee on the left that is crashed and absolutely shattered.
Yeah,
in.
that unibody. The unibody's separated from
Yeah,
the
it's
quarter panels.
snapped.
It's just
And then on the right, there's a bone stock drive off the lot 2007 Jeep Compass.
I'm going with the Snap Cherokee.
Me too.
Those things are ugly. That Compass is hideous.
Dude, and that Cherokee, man, you just look at it and you're like, man, there's potential here.
Yeah, more potential than a brand new car.
Yeah, well, yes.
Yeah.
But those Jeep
I've also worked
Compasses-
on those compasses. I've worked on a few of those compasses, and they suck. Yeah.
Does it tell you which way is north south?
Probably.
Next,
Oh,
we
God.
have my 2000 Jeep Cherokee Sport that is the Burnout Show vehicle with, as Tommy mentioned earlier, the decals right across the side. This Jeep has had a ton of work to it, but it looks cool. And then on the right, we have a really cool looking purple Jeep XJ.
Looks like
With,
looks like plum crazy
Bigger
purple.
tires. Yeah, it does look like plum crazy. A little more glossy though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder. I bet the one on the right, this roof doesn't leak right onto the radio, so the radio stops working.
Listen, all you have to do is run the heat for 20 minutes and thaws it right out. This one's tough, Tommy.
This one is tough.
This
I'm
one's
going. I
very
think I'm
tough.
going with the one on the right. Sorry,
Really?
Jay. Yeah.
That's okay. No offense.
No, I definitely like the color. I like the aftermarket. I don't know if I love the aftermarket front bumper. I like the no fender flares though.
I really don't.
No?
It's got to have something.
It looks to
I
me.
think
It
it
looks
would be
more
look-
like a 4Runner with no fender
I think it
flares.
would look cool, Tommy, if it didn't have that little ridge. You see the little ridge?
Yeah.
If that wasn't there and it was flush, where some people cut them and they
I
grind them
actually
so
like
it's
the
flush.
little. I like the little ridge.
No, the little ridge looks
It's very
up
4Runner
close,
or
it looks
suburban.
ugly. Up
No.
close, yeah.
I know what you're talking about a little bit, but especially if
Mine
they do
looks
like
cleaner.
a chrome trim or something like that, or just a little thin thing.
You know what's my favorite?
Also, yours
though?
has got a gas pump in it.
Yeah, it needs gas
Oh,
all the time.
oh,
You know what would be great though is if they had color matching purple fender flares, stock but color matched purple. I think that would look sweet.
Yeah.
Honestly, if they had that, I'm definitely going with the purple because I know how much I've done to mine and how much has been replaced and how good it is kind of underneath, so to speak. I'm gonna go with mine.
all right.
Yeah,
That's
all.
it.
That's it.
Thank God. That's a lot.
that was a lot of this or that. We had a lot of discussion this time.
We've
because
had
of that.
we've had a lot of time on this podcast already. We're not even.
Tommy's falling asleep. I can't even get my mouse to work.
This is the first time I've gotten more than 3 hours of sleep before a podcast.
Oh, really?
I got like 5 or 6.
Oh, perfect.
I know. I don't even drink coffee. All right, there was not a lot of prep into this next segment. Do we have a thing for this?
No, show me the car hacks he hasn't done. one,
Okay,
so-
we're gonna use car crash because this isn't gonna be great. I didn't have a lot of prep.
Oh, yes.
There we go. Show me the car hacks.
Show me the car hack. So this is essentially a common car problem that we can provide a car hack for. And there's tons of car hacks out there that some people don't really know about.
Yeah, and this one, these are gonna be little. This is kind of a little thing. I'm kind of basing it more off of a major problem people have. We're gonna be talking about windshield wipers. A few problems with them. First of all, they don't last that long, especially in our area. It gets warm and this doesn't get super hot. I'm sure down south they last even less time because of the sun.
I have a complaint about windshield wipers. All right.
You're too cheap to buy nice ones.
Well, that's number one. Okay. Number two is on my Jeep XJ, you cannot lift the windshield
Yes,
wipers
enough.
off the windshield.
Enough. Yep.
And it's the same with my truck.
That's gonna be one of the hacks I go into
It's the same with my truck. Well, what's our hack for that? Because I need to know this.
for the winter time, so they're not frozen.
Well,
in.
not even that. The pollen just sits right on the edge and then it ruins your blade.
All right. So there's a few things here. First of all, to lengthen the life of your blade, some people say WD-40. I like to do silicone spray.
Mm-hmm.
Silicone spray is definitely like the best option. Not everybody has that. Rubbing alcohol though.
Really?
I didn't know that one. I actually had to look that one up.
So do you rub it along the rubber blade or do you put
just,
it on the
yep,
windshield?
you just put it on a little rag and just whoosh across the
Okay.
blade. It's
Okay.
supposed to bring it back. But silicone spray definitely helps a lot, especially if you're in a dry area. You know, it keeps it from drying out, and that's normally the problem that happens. They dry out, they tear, or you're running them across ice where
Mm-hmm.
we live. So I got a hack for that as well. So before a storm, now if your windshield wipers tilt up, great, tilt your windshield wipers up. But if your windshield wipers don't, which they don't on a lot of modern cars or a lot of annoying cars, take them off. That's what I do. It takes 2 seconds to take your windshield wipers off. It takes less than 2 seconds to take your windshield wipers off. I take them off. Especially if they already have ice on them, I put them under the kitchen sink. You start your car, go out there, put it on defrost, take your windshield wipers off, run them under some warm water. Windshield wipers are defrosted.
Good heavens.
I know it seems like a lot of work, but another hack I saw people are doing, putting socks on them.
Oh, socks on your windshield?
Long socks. Just put a long sock on it, over it, especially and then just, that way the snow doesn't get on it. Just pull the sock off.
Yeah, typically when you put them straight up and down, that does prevent the snow and ice good enough.
Another thing to mention. Now, this is kind of more into windshield than windshield wipers. First of all, obviously, de-icer does help a lot. Not just in your windshield wipers. They make spray bottles of de-icer that's like concentrated de-icer. It works really well if you do need it in a rush. Obviously, defrosting works as well. What I love to use though, especially for the summer and for the pollen and everything, get a good foaming windshield like glass cleaner. Especially, trying to remember the brand. It's a blue can. I think it's Spray Away or something like that. They sell it at AutoZone and everything like that. It's the best. It doesn't fog up as much. It leaves you completely streak free. Keeps your windshield spotless. Love that stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, I just wish mine came off the windshield because I have this problem.
Take them off, take them inside, run them under the sink, and then put them back on.
Honestly, I probably should because my truck ones are the same way. You can't lift those up either.
Yeah,
it hits the hood.
I don't think I've ever noticed that in my truck. I think they can lift it enough to tilt them, right?
You can tilt them just off. No, you can't stand them up.
You can't stand them up?
No.
Just enough? Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of new cars are like that.
So I've considered sticking a 2x4 under the arm just to get them off the windshield because when the pollen comes around here, even just the pollen just sitting on top of the blade. And once again, I don't buy quality wipers, so that doesn't help.
Actually, another hack for windshield wipers that I like to do. If you live in an area like us in New England, we get a lot of ice. One thing I like to do, I buy a high-end quality like Rain-X wipers that don't have the metal framing behind them, and I use those for the summer. And then I swap mine in the spring to some metal back, thicker, more rigid wipers for the wintertime, or cheaper ones. You can go on Amazon and buy yourself really, really cheap wipers for the wintertime, and then get yourself some nice high-quality ones for the summer, especially when I hate water on my windshield. I hate anything on my windshield. I like to be able to see really clear. So I swap my windshield wipers out in the spring in the fall. Another thing they sell, I've definitely seen a few ads for it, is like blankets designed to go over your windshield so you just pull it off when the snow. Now some people try that with towels. The issue, if there's any moisture trapped underneath it or the moisture goes through the towel, it'll freeze to the windshield and you're ripping the thing off your windshield. But they actually make like a design, I'm pretty sure it's waterproof on one side and cloth on the other, and that way it pulls right off.
Yeah. Sometimes it stinks when it melts and then it gets under that and then it refreezes.
That's the issue. And it's frozen to your windshield and you're...
Yeah. But honestly, either garage your car or just keep running your car in the morning 20 minutes before. Yeah, so show me the car hacks. So you're saying WD-40,
silicone spray, or apparently rubbing alcohol.
Rubbing alcohol.
Wipers will extend their life.
Maybe we'll do that as a burnout extra. Try some rubbing alcohol on some windshield wipers and give that a whirl.
Yeah, we were talking about what last time we talked about the foggy headlights.
Yeah, awesome. So that is show me the car hacks. We'll give that a nice little applause for that.
Wow. I got an applause, guys.
That was actually
pretty
just
terrible.
A bunch of kids cheering.
All right.
So next we have a new segment called the Vintage Voicemail. We'll give it a nice little vintage horn for that. But the Vintage Voicemail is essentially an audio grab from my grandfather, who is a blue-collar mechanic. And boy, does he say some out-of-pocket stuff.
Now, for precursor for people, he's what, 86?
88.
88, yeah. So Jay helps kind of take care of his grandfather. Kind of just, obviously, he lives on his own still. And I actually happen to live with a 79-year-old, almost going on 80-year-old.
Two great guys.
Two amazing guys. Absolutely amazing guys. They help both of us out a lot, especially Jeff, who's the guy that I live with.
And they are like great for like, we are young and need to absorb all the information and experience. Yeah. And I think they are two people that genuinely have helped us in ways that we kind of can't describe because of that knowledge.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, in my case, not just knowledge. I mean, just helping me out in general, but also a lot of people, especially our age, don't have patience for old people. Yeah. They really don't. Yeah. You know, yes, you're going to get a repeat story every once in a while, and you're going to get told the same advice 100 times. I'm up for it. I mean, they have a lot of knowledge to spread. They really do. Especially you get guys that have been around. They've seen some stuff. Especially blue collar guys. I mean, and
this is something actually I think applies to the car world too. If you go to a car show and you talk to somebody about their car and they want to tell you this, that, and everything about their build, their motor, their exhaust, whatever it may be, honestly, just be quiet and listen.
Yeah.
Because you will learn so much and it will pay off to have patience in that moment. Because I am a mostly self-taught person with all this stuff. And man, have I learned a ton from those people.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I used to have a friend down the road from me. He was older, not nearly as old as some of the guys me and Jay hang out with now, but I used to sit down with him almost every day. We would just have a chat. He was into cars. He was blue collar. I mean, it was just, you can learn a lot from these guys.
In this vintage voicemail, I have a clip of my grandfather, and as a precursor, He found an engine block on the side of the road that he wanted me to scrap, to pick it up and scrap it for scrap metal.
I thought he lost his keys.
Well, that was another one.
Oh.
But I found this one.
Oh, this one's better?
So this was an engine block on the side of the road with some rotors and some heads. And he essentially pulled over. I was at work because I work. And he called me
He
and
doesn't
said,
understand that.
yeah, no, he has no idea. He doesn't know what I do. So this is essentially an audio grab that he left me on a voicemail. And I'll put the text on the screen so you can understand what he's actually saying because he has a heavy Boston accent. But this is the voicemail that he left me.
Hey, Jay, this is your grandfather. I need 2 of you, plus me. I got a big block out here on Wynn Street. All cleaned down, probably weighs, I'll say 400 pounds. The last time I lifted 400 pounds, I was 18 years old. And I had a bet on for $2,000. And I lifted it over my head, but I can't do it now. I'm going to let you know the message. This is on Wynn Street. Just a little bit away from Osco, going after you picked up your medicine. It's on the right-hand side. It's all alone. I picked up all the rest of the stuff that I could lift. 72 rotors, 2 or 3 front end, and I can't find anybody to help me pick this up. And I think if I did find anybody to pick this up, I'd tell them to go to hell. See you later.
It's hilarious because he's out of breath and I know he's standing on the side of the road just looking at the engine block.
I don't know if he's out of breath from loading the other stuff he found or because he was trying to lift the engine block by
He
himself.
also said he had 72 rotors. I went to check his truck after. There was 6.
That's so maybe he was counting the holes.
Dude, I don't know, but he was trying to convince me to pick up this engine block. And mind you, you and I on an old engine block would still like actually have to use some muscle and lift it.
Yeah.
It's not just something you just lift right up. And he is convinced that he could get it in. And by the way, he lifted up both heads, which had to have been at least 80 pounds.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So man, that is the vintage voicemail. Once again, that is an audio grab. If you have a vintage voicemail to submit, go to burnoutshow.com. There will be a tab called podcast or burnoutshow.com/podcast. You can submit something there for us to input on the podcast as well. Now we are going to move on to what, which we are pretty much over for on jingles. We're just awful.
Yeah, this one we did not have any jingles. Wait, we got to make our own. Ready?
Yeah.
A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. A what the what? That was terrible. This
comes with a green tote.
Yep, comes with a green like cat litter bin. This is actually a decent trailer. It's
$1,500, Tommy.
$1,500.
What the
Dual axle.
Yeah.
I think they're 5 lug, so they're only 35. I think it's only 7,500 pound trailer.
Yep.
But 16 and a half feet long, 76 inches wide, which is big enough for a small car.
That's extra wide, or is that typical?
Wide for a utility trailer, yes.
Okay.
That's pretty standard for like a landscape or car trailer.
Okay.
This is like a kind of a middle of the road trailer. This is actually something I've been looking for one of these, but I kind of want a tilt deck.
You're better off getting a car trailer.
Yeah, I'm better off getting a similar to this, but without the sides car trailer. But I want the flat deck because I don't want to be able to put lawnmowers, stuff like that on it. I actually just bought a lawnmower and we had to take apart the parts of the deck just to get it to fit on my trailer because we didn't want to take the deck off. It's a 60-inch deck. My trailer is 5 feet wide. It's the exact right size.
Yeah.
But there's one bar in the way we had to take off. This is a good sized trailer, kind of all around use. You could put a car on it if you had to. Obviously the length is a little short. Take the tailgate off the back and you fit a car on there. Trailers are good flips for people. Look, this one, let's say worst comes to worst, it needs tires and bearings, but that's cheap for trailers. The decking on this one looks like it's in pretty good shape off some of the other pictures. You paint the frame, you do a new lighting kit for a trailer like this, guys. It's like $25. And it takes an afternoon to rewire it. You tilt the thing up or you flip it on its side, you paint the underneath, maybe you touch up some decking, maybe you repaint the wheels, and maybe it needs new tires, but just do new bearings on it. Especially trailer. This trailer doesn't have brakes.
Trailers are great because you can get your money back while also using them.
Yep.
And all you got to do is put in that simple time like you're talking.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I paid $400 for my utility trailer and it's got put a new lighting kit on it and it's a good trailer. I mean, this is something that, useful, very useful, and a very easy, quick turnaround with it. You can make yourself that's the nice thing about trailers. A lot of them, unless they're really rotted, which they're actually, most of the time they're in pretty good shape frame wise. you can make them nice. So instead of buying a brand new 2024, you can buy an older, I think it's an early 2000s for $1,500 and fix it up.
Mm-hmm.
Save yourself 10 grand.
Absolutely. And this one, like you said, is only $1,500. So you can flip it. I mean, there's money to be made there, but also $1,500 to have something useful that you can tow with your truck or something. These trailers are typically super light too, as compared to a car trailer or like a box trailer that's enclosed.
Yep.
So these are great. I mean, you could tow this with my Jeep type thing. Awesome. Great pick, Tommy. That was a good one.
I think that's all for podcast number 3.
That's crazy. The Jeep XJ is a phenomenal vehicle. So go out there and buy yourself a beater.
Yeah, buy yourself an XJ and then buy that trailer to put the XJ on when it breaks.
Yeah. And then get another XJ to tow the XJ on the other trailer.
Yeah.
And when that all fails, let me know. I could use some parts.
You know what I was thinking about for the next podcast? Maybe we should get some seatbelts.
Oh, yeah?
Because in our introduction, you say,
Strap on or buckle your seatbelts.
yeah, put on your seatbelt and grab a wrench. Wrench and some 5-point harness attached to this couch.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Hold up a wrench. I'm Tommy.
Yeah, I'm Tommy.
Well, that's a wrap for episode 3 of the Burnout Show podcast, where we highlight a 2000 Jeep Cherokee. Be sure to tune in to a lot more of the Burnout Show content. I've started to put in a lot of time and energy into the channel specifically, and there will be more content for you to watch, whether it be tutorials, extras, episodes, or podcasts as well. So we love doing this. This is fun.
Yeah, this is fun.
And pretty soon we'll be having some guests on here as well. I'm excited and looking forward to that. Like I said before, if you want to contribute to this podcast, you can get involved and you can be a fellow car guru or mechanic like us. If you go on to www.burnoutshow.com/podcast, you can submit different things for the different segments that we do, whether it be photos, videos, audio clips, or even a story as well. Just go onto the website. It explains everything that you'll need to know in order to submit.
Send in your stories. We'll talk about them. We'll send in your cars. We'll rate them. We'll talk about what we think. And
we can name your vehicle too.
We could also do, I don't know how we'd rig up audio for it, but we could probably do a phone call if you guys, if you live far away and you want to tell a story or ask us some questions, then.
Absolutely. The podcast is only going to get more interactive.
Yeah.
Jump on in, keep working on cars, and once again, keep spreading the love for automotive and keeping the art and the subject alive, because that's why we're here and that's why we love doing it.
Absolutely.
Cool. Hopefully we'll see you next time. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel, because that's what helps us continue to produce this great content. And we will see you next time.
You forgot to screen record.
Ah. You know, tell me that now.
I just noticed.